Hello, welcome to the show. My name is Giverson Maina, and as always, my guest here is Shaban Natembea Kelvin, one man from Emanyuria, Western Emanyuria village. I hope I'm right. And this is GML. Let's begin. Many issues to talk today, from food prices. It's becoming a crisis, and people are saying that the government is a speculation, propaganda maybe, that one bag of maize has costed Kenya 20,000 shillings. I don't know. I heard in the streets. Welcome, Natembea.
Thanks so much.
Let's begin. Food prices in Kenya. It's not a crisis anymore. It's a national disaster. Am I right?
Yeah, that's true.
What is your comment?
Okay, first of all, allow me to appreciate you for giving me this chance to be in your show. Now, to begin with this debacle of food crisis, actually is a shame to the nation, because we should not condone in the 21st century to have food shortage, because there will be no difference between us and the early man. These are the people who only used to depend on the so-called natural environment or natural climate, because we are supposed to come up with the best mechanism to ensure that we can have enough food for our people. We should not only depend on what the downpour gives us, but we should come up with other methods, the advanced methods, to make sure that we can also produce our food. So as I've told you, it's so shame, not only now to the government, but to the entire Kenyans, because it shows that we really depend. We have not worked very hard to make sure that we can
Now,
be able
Shaban,
to improve the produce of our food.
What is the real problem? Is the real problem like lack of production? Are we not producing enough food? For example, in Rift Valley, like Kitale and Uasin Gishu, the nearby counties like Nandi, Kericho, there are rains all over. Are you saying all of a sudden that, people have stopped farming? There's no maize anymore?
No, I was just trying to retaliate, because as a nation, we have also to come up with alternative methods of improving our food production. So I was saying that one could be one of the factors, and that's why we experiencing the food shortage. And another thing, there must be some busybody somewhere who have really perpetrated this food crisis that we are seeing. And that one, it means the government of the day, it hasn't worked the way we had expected it. Because remember, when you talk about now the 2 kg of maize flour, if it cost the minimum cost at around 150 shillings, this shows that there are some people, there are some cartels in the government who have really caused these things. And that's why we cannot just say that it just happened from spontaneously. That's why we have the food shortage.
Maybe
there must be some people somewhere who had stage managed this one earlier, because you cannot tell me that the price, both the price of milk and that one of the maize flour and also of the sugar, they have happened simultaneously. At the same time, their prices, they have gone high. No, we cannot say that one unless somebody
maybe
not
it's a
go to a
coincidence.
reputable school.
Maybe it's a coincidence.
It cannot be a coincidence. Here I can see whereby there are some people in government who are very powerful. They had foreseen this, and that's why they did it for their own benefit. And that's why you can remember last week when the government ordered that it would address the issue of food shortage by importing maize. You can remember within 2-3 days we had the maize has already arrived in the country. All the way from where? From Mexico. This tells me that there are some people,
that's a speculation.
not speculation
Mexico
at all,
denied.
unless you are among the ignorant mobs who assume that these things can just be happen that way. No. In the real world, everything must be well stage managed. So there are some people who are ready to siphon off our money.
Now look here, Natembea. What if these cartels, people in the opposition, they are rich, they own industries in this country. What if they are the cartels and they want to create that, that scenario, this situation, and then, keep on saying Jubilee?
Jubilee has to be blamed. Although we should not crucify it solely, we have also to look at other issues. No wonder during the show I've started by analyzing that we should not only depend on the rainfall. Also, we should try now to come up with alternative means to do what? To increase the food production, because it's so shameful whereby our rivers are draining water to the Indian Ocean when our people are starving. That one is so shame to the nation. So it means, apart from now talking about the natural calamities, also I think there are some people in the government who are holding very highest positions who have caused this. Because if you try to import maize in the country, what do you try to say? You are ready to kill what? The local producers of this maize. So as much as we are trying to address this issue, let's push outside. Now I can see an issue whereby now an elephant in the room is where we have a very serious issue. But unfortunately, the political class, they have turned it into blame game. So unless we come back and see that, okay, if there are people who have caused this one, let them walk with a mark that they are the people who are doing what? Who are taking this nation to the wrong side. So that come on 8th August, these are the people we should send them away.
No,
but we
Shaban,
cannot assume that the people that the government did not involve, I'm sure it has involved in some ways.
Now look here, Shaban. The issue of food crisis in Kenya, like it's a new thing. This is new. We've never seen it. Have you ever seen this? Now, for example, can the government, did the government, can they foresee, like there's a crisis in the future? For example, 5 months, 3 months.
It has to see that, and that's why we have some of these ministries, such as the planning ministries. What is its role? It's not just there to eat salary by the end of the month. No, it's supposed to stand there to try to address any issue that may occur, such as food crisis, so that before it occurs, there is a way of addressing it. So we cannot just say that the government should not try to deal with it, or it cannot stand to be blamed. It has to be.
These are crises, and the national government, of course, it has agreed. These are crises, and it might be man-made or even natural, but let's face the facts. What do people want? The government has been trying to construct roads here and their infrastructure, electricity, the standard gauge railway, and all of a sudden critics are saying, like the government should stop, building infrastructure and concentrate on providing food. Is that nonsense? Will people, these are projects which are long term. You cannot say, that the government stop constructing roads and let us buy maize.
No, it's only government. It's only the Jubilee government that I think it has perfected the master of hyperbole, whereby when it does something small, it tries to portray as if it has done the biggest thing. So we cannot say just because it has spent good money on the so-called infrastructure such as SGR and other roads, so therefore they have taken all their money there. And that's why now the account that deals with the spatial planning, such as food and maybe security issues, now it has no coins in its account. Now we cannot say about that one. So that one is also, and also remember, basic commodities, it should be given the first priority, because remember, if you are not going to allow these people to have basic commodities, come on August polls, it means you will not have people to vote for you, because all of them would have died. So I think it should be given the first priority.
Are you saying like half of the budget, in Kenya, should go to food, should go to buying food? We'll not be doing any work here, just like eating only.
You see why I'm saying the government, we have to question it on this. Because it is the one that has created this culture of importing food, because it's so shame. For instance, let's talk a region like Rift Valley. We know it's very good in producing maize. How comes now we have reached at a level of even importing maize? We should not do that. There are some of the things that we should really import them, such as electronics. But coming to our staple food, since the days of independence, we have been producing maize. So we should not take this one for granted that, okay, it has just occurred and you see we cannot. No, those are just political narratives. And it's only a fool who can buy those ideas.
No, Shaban, it's not only maize, rice, like even other food products, like sugar. All of a sudden, things are happening. Is this just food prices? Or is this politics? Is this August polls?
Actually, I would agree with those who are saying it's political issue, or these are the political moves. Why am I saying this? Because this is not for the first time as a nation to face shortages of food, especially during the electioneering times. Every time we have an elections, probably the skyrocketed price, it has to be witnessed. So here I'm trying to see that we have now to revisit the way we have been dealing with our national issues. Because unfortunately, this nation is only good in glorifying the mediocre. We vote for mediocre, people who cannot handle our basic issues. And that's why where we are today as a nation, it shows that we had gone somewhere wrong. So let us come back now and change the way we have been viewing things, so that we can be able to solve these things for once and for all.
Now, people in Jubilee, of course, their supporters, do you see a scenario whereby, foods, these prices keep on skyrocketing, and their supporters on August 8th, they will wake up very early and still vote for Jubilee.
Yeah, that is true, but it's just a speculation. But as the Constitution says, you are entitled to your opinions. But I think what our nation is lacking, I think we are suffering from the disease of being so ignorant. Because every time we have an opportunity to elect leaders, we go for mediocre leaders. We have no software to distinguish.
Who should we elect? Like presidential. It's only Uhuru and Raila. These are the only people we know. Musalia Mudavadi is here. Kalonzo is here. They are the old people we know.
No, let us not downplay this issue. I think, if I'm not wrong in my diary, we have got more than 10 presidential candidates.
Who?
The likes of Dr. Okot. Yeah, they are there. And not all Olekiapi is not there. We have the likes of Nyaga. Also, we have the likes of Jirongo.
Are they even serious?
Constitutionally,
Jirongo for president?
Yeah, constitutionally is right.
What can he do?
He can do a lot as compared to what this conglomeration
he doesn't know nothing.
Troublemakers have done. I think what we need to do as a nation, let's change the style of electing leaders, because when you keep on electing these people on the emotion based or maybe on tribal issues, I think we'll never get it right. That's where we are missing very important points. So let us get back to the drawing board, as I've said earlier, and try to see if we decide to give whoever will be there, either Jirongo, Dr. Okot, or whoever will be there. So let us not just focus on this. But you people in the media, you have been glorifying this thing by saying you only have the 2-horse race. Who said that one? That one is like now to lower the bar or the rights of these people constitutionally, the other people apart from the likes of Raila and Uhuru. So all those people, let us also get back and try to see what do they have, what can they be able to bring on the table so as to address the issue that Wanjiko has been facing since the days of independence.
But they can't even borrow, they can't even campaign, they can't even borrow votes.
It's because of you people in the media have told you. You glorify mediocres. You call them the people with the numbers. You say these are the people who have a lot of influence. That's where now we are getting wrong. Just give all these people airtime. Give them a platform also to do their campaign so that somebody who doesn't know them will have a good opportunity to know them, to verify them, so that come on August 8th, we will know who should go for. But if we keep on riding on this culture of voting for people with the largest number who had said what and all, my friend, will not reach to the promised
But that's
land.
a fact. But that's a fact. Now, still on food prices, the government all of a sudden said, like look here, we are importing maize. I don't know from. That's a speculation from Mexico. That's what people are saying.
Yep.
And they've promised that in the very soon, in the coming maybe 1 week, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days or 4, maybe in a month, that, the price of unga is going to come down to around 90 bob. They've said
that's laughable. That one is just a campaign gimmick.
But it's going to happen.
No, it can't happen. From when? Unless we are not living in Kenya.
But they have imported maize.
If we are living in Sudan or somewhere else in other parts of the world, maybe something.
But they have imported maize. They have imported maize.
They have not really imported. That was just a way of increasing the account balance of someone. But don't tell us they have imported. After they have imported maize, how comes you have not seen that effect in the price of unga? By the way, what was your last time to go to the shop to buy unga?
They have maize in the store.
So you see, and that's why you don't know the real pinch that Wanjiko is facing.
They have said.
It was just the other day when I went to buy unga, the price was still there, 150 shillings, 2 kg packet of maize flour. So you cannot tell me that the maize was imported the other day. So we have to wait for about 2 weeks.
We have to wait.
And the price will lower up to 90 shillings.
Will lower.
I've told you that's just a campaign gimmick. And it's only the Jubilee government that it's good.
So it's not going to happen.
So it beautifies. If it gives out any idea or any manifesto, it's very good. I've told you they are. Are you saying they're lying?
Are you saying they're lying?
They are not lying, but they aren't fully. They are not lying at all.
Will it happen?
These are just demagogues. It can't happen.
It can't happen?
It can't happen unless we are not living in the country that got its independence back in 1963.
So you are saying that we better be used to?
We have to be used to, but let us use this platform to send these people home. The boys of Jubilee should get back home because of what we are facing. You see, let us joke with other things, but when it comes to the stomach issues, my friend, that's where now the boys in Jubilee are getting it wrong.
Ugali politics. This is Ugali politics, and it is never serious. NASA, this is. Are you saying like Ugali politics, this is the only strategy that NASA is going to, to overthrow Jubilee.
I think it's not all about Ugali politics, but when you talk about Ugali politics, what we basically mean is about the basic issues, not just about Ugali, so that when you lower the price of Ugali, that's over. No, that one is just being used to show that there are so many basic issues that the Jubilee government should come back and address it. Inclusive of even of the living standard. Here I talk about unemployment issues. Do you know where now we are on unemployment? Over 75%. That one is unsustainable. So apart from that one, also we can talk about the security of the country. It's not well. So there are so many. So let us not just reduce it into Ugali politics, as I've seen in other dailies. They only talk about Ugalism. No, there are so many basic issues.
But people are crying. People are crying. All they want is Ugali. All they want is Ugali. Nothing serious. They don't want roads right at the moment. All they want is Ugali. Ugali to come down. Now, you know food crisis. There's another crisis.
Which crisis?
All of a sudden, like this country owes, external donors or external borrowing in Kenya. Oh, it's going to trillions, maybe 3, maybe it's coming to 4 trillion. Are we gonna pay that? Are we even able? And like right now, Uhuru Kenyatta is in China, and yesterday I heard that he borrowed some more, 20 billion. After the break,